That catches me off guard every time. Happy Thursday. Welcome to the fastest half hour in commercial real estate. Whether you're hanging out with us in eXp world or watching us stream over YouTube, we really appreciate you spending the next half hour of your day with us. If you're joining us in eXp world, remember, the screen's too small. Just click on it and tap zoom in. If you have any questions or you just want to weigh in, drop in the chat. We're monitoring in real time, both in the world and on YouTube. All right, let's get started. Before we jump in with our growth and operational updates, we have a very special guest, our Chief Marketing Officer, Wendy Forsythe.
Thanks, Sean. It's great to be here with everyone today. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about one of my favorite topics, and a topic that is getting a lot of airplay out in the world, and that is AI. And specifically, 3 of the LLMs, the large language models, that are getting most used. And I'm guessing that all of you listening in are using one of, if not all 3 of, these LLMs, and that's ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude. And most of us are using one of, if not all 3 of these every day in our business. And if you're not, here's my challenge to all of you: you should be. And you should be for a number of reasons. The first of which is it will save you time and increase your productivity. And what I want to share with you is a little bit of the how and the what, in terms of how it will save you time and what you can do with these LLMs to increase your productivity. So let me give you some examples of how we're seeing advisors use these tools. Let me start with ChatGPT, because I think that is where most of us have started our AI or our LLM journey, is with ChatGPT. And we've started using ChatGPT, I would say, mostly as a search tool, almost like we've used Google. We go into ChatGPT, and what we used to have gone to Google to search for, we moved over to ChatGPT. And that is really like level 1. And if you're using ChatGPT that way, it is time to start to level up and advance your thinking around how you can use this particular tool. Because you really want to start to think about these tools more as thought partners, not just as replacements for Google. And that is where you're going to start to think about some of the other LLMs or some of the other tools. Now, I'm going to circle back to ChatGPT, but that is where I think entry level comes into play with ChatGPT. Let me talk about Gemini for a second, because we started with ChatGPT and then Google introduced Gemini and really sort of changed the playing field for a lot of us who were using ChatGPT. And they did that because they added, I'm going to say, some toys, some bells and whistles to the LLM or the sort of AI experience. So no longer were we just using text and, creating remarks or creating a text workflow with the LLM. With the introduction of Gemini, toys or bells and whistles like Nano Banana were added to Gemini. So that gave us the ability to create images. And that just sort of changed a lot of how we were using the LLM. So for some of you, think about around Christmas time, when you started to see all of these AI images where you could sort of upload an image of yourself into Gemini, into Nano Banana, and you could tell Gemini to take this image and keep my likeness as it is, but put me in a Christmas themed outfit holding a candy cane. And you saw all over social media images created like that. Those were images created by Gemini. Now think about this from a landscape setting. You could tell Gemini to create a commercial landscape of a cityscape and use that in a marketing piece to create a building, industrial building landscape, and Gemini will create that sort of landscape. So Gemini will do what ChatGPT will do in terms of text creating, but you've got this addition of image creating in Gemini. And that is just one of the many sort of bells and whistles that were added into Gemini. So Gemini, for many people, has really become the image creator sort of choice of the LLMs. Well, then Claude came onto the scene of the LLMs. And I'm going to say Claude sort of changed everything for us. And Claude has become, for many people, the sort of LLM of choice today. Now, I'm going to caveat that by saying this could all change tomorrow. So what I'm telling you right now, I could show up to a meeting with you all a month from now, and I could completely change my mind and tell you that my new favorite LLM is something completely different, or that I mentioned that I'm going to go back to ChatGPT. It could be ChatGPT, because ChatGPT has just rolled out enhancements where they have added image enhancements, and they have added what I'm about to talk about with Claude, features comparable to why we like Claude so much right now. ChatGPT has added those features. So these three platforms are trying to outdo one another. So when one adds features, the other is adding similar features, and they are making advancements so quickly that it really is a race between these three. So my advice is don't get too attached to either of the three, but become really familiar with all three and how you can use them in your business. So let me show you a very specific use case that I use personally for Claude. So I took a screenshot of my Claude, and you see these big black spots. So I've redacted my Claude because there's a lot of personal information in there. But this is actually a screenshot of Claude. Now this is Claude Desktop. Now here's a caveat with this, is you need to be using Claude Desktop for these features. Now I want you to look in the top left. You'll see chat, co-work, and code. So these are three things that Claude will do for you. Chat is exactly what you would expect. This is write me, remarks to go with my listing. That is how you would use Claude Chat. So that typical way that I started off talking about how you would use ChatGPT, same sort of thing that you would use in Claude Chat. Write me a LinkedIn post on the, commercial market in ABC area. That's how you would use Claude Chat to do those sorts of things. The middle area that you can see here that is slightly sort of highlighted is what's called Claude Cowork. Now, this is where the magic happens. You can tell Claude Cowork to do work for you or to do tasks for you. So one of the things that I have set up my Claude Cowork for me is that it will take my transcripts from my meetings. So we all have these note takers that are on during our meetings. I'm guessing that some of you have note takers that are taking a transcript of this very meeting that you are listening to right now. The question is, what do you do with these transcripts that you take all of these meetings you're on? And I know we see them on all of our, virtual meetings that we're on, or all our video meetings. There's almost more note takers that come into the meetings than there are people sometimes. But what do we do with our note transcriptions? Most of us don't do anything with them. So what I set up here in my Claude Cowork is at the end of the day, all of my note transcriptions from my meetings. Claude takes those transcriptions and it does a summary for me of my daily transcriptions. And it provides for me, because I've told it to, my to-dos of the day that kind of came out of my meetings, any follow-up or actions from my day, and it summarizes those for me and sends me that summary. It also, because I've told it, it suggests for me any social media posts from my day's meetings. And it does that in the form of hooks. And it suggests with hooks those social media posts and writes those LinkedIn, because I specifically said you can do LinkedIn. I do LinkedIn and Instagram hooks, those posts for me. And then it also, because I've told it, gives me 3 observations of my day. And it writes out those 3 observations that I might find interesting. And then because I've connected Claude to my Gmail, it emails me what I've called my daily digest to my email. So that all goes into my email in my daily digest. And all of this I did because in this block that you see there where it says, how can I help you today? I just spoke. So you see that little microphone in the corner there? I just spoke like I'm doing now to you as I'm describing this. I told Claude Cowork, this is what I want you to do for me. And I described what I wanted it to do with my daily descriptions or transcriptions of my meetings, that I wanted it to create this daily digest. I can't tell you how much time and how much effectiveness this one task that I've given Claude does for me in the course of my week. I now take this email that comes into my inbox and I can go through at the end of the day. I've got my to-dos, I've got my action items, I've got some inspiration for my LinkedIn and my Instagram, social media built in. I don't even have to think about it. And it's based on my day, which is super cool. So that is done for me. And I've got some reflection points on my day of like, oh yeah, those were some interesting observations from my day. And all of that is in my email. Just one way that I'm using Claude Cowork, and I was able to just set it up like that. So I hope that has inspired some of you to think about how you might be able to use Claude Cowork in your day and in your business. And you guys, I'm just scratching the surface. There's so much cool stuff to do here. I could talk about projects, and I haven't even touched on code. There is so much stuff that you can do here. But hopefully I've inspired you and given you some ideas. And I would love to come back to another meeting and we can talk about some of the other things. But ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude are truly empowering you. These tools can save you an enormous amount of time and money and increase your effectiveness. So please lean into using them. Don't be afraid. You can't break them, and you certainly can learn a lot by using them, and you really will be impressed with yourself. So just a little update on some things that are happening on AI, and follow along on social media because we talk a lot about these. So hope that you found that interesting. I'm going to pivot on to the next slide and invite all of you to Salt Lake City in October to join us for our second eXp CommCon. So save the date. It's on October 7th, 2026. We had such a successful launch of eXp CommCon last year that we can't wait to host you all in Salt Lake City. We are already planning for the event October 7th. Make sure you register expcon.expcommercial.com. You can get all of the information there. We look forward to seeing you there. And last thing I want to do is give you all a huge congratulations, specifically to our top 20 producers for 2025. We just released this list, but James Yang, our #1, and each of you on the top 20, huge, huge congratulations. It was not an easy year. You all worked so hard. You represent eXp commercial out in your local market so well. Thank you for everything that you do. And just want to extend a sincere thank you from all of us here in the leadership team and everyone here at eXp. We're so proud to be affiliated with each of you. So thank you for letting me join you today. And I'm going to throw it back to Sean.
Thanks, Wendy. I also wanted to personally congratulate you for your recognition as the 2026 Globe Street Woman of Influence. This is huge. Wendy has been absolutely instrumental in building and marketing our infrastructure that supports all of you here at eXp Commercial. From bringing Canva Enterprise to our tech stack, to leading last year's rebrand and commercial website launch, her focus has always been on innovation that drives return on investment. So congratulations, Wendy. That was so well deserved, and we thank you every day for your leadership. Okay, moving right along. Where have we been this spring? It would probably be easier to tell you where we haven't been. We've had an incredible couple of months traveling the country to meet our advisors where they live and work. We attended regional rallies in 9 places: Detroit, Houston, LA, Phoenix, Austin, Chicago, the DMV, Orlando. Of course, the hot topic was AI. 2 things I took away that I wanted to share with you: agentic AI and answer engine optimization. I'll start with the agentic AI. Most of us are used to reactive chatbots that respond to a prompt and deliver information and then stop. That's called generative AI. That's your Chat GPT and your Gemini right now. Agentic AI is the next iteration. Agentic acts independently to achieve complex goals with minimal human supervision, meaning it uses reasoning, planning, and external tools to execute multi-step workflows. You don't have to know how to do all this. It does it. This is your Claude co-work. And what we just heard Wendy speak about, it does not require step-by-step instructions. It sets sub-goals and subroutines. It takes initiative and interacts with external systems, APIs, databases, software applications to complete complex tasks. For example, you could simply say, create a website for a property and then shut your computer. When you come back, in like 4 seconds, but when you come back, the website domain will have been secured, the content will have been created with all the photos and information. It will have been published and delivered to your desired client contact list. This is where AI is headed now. It's not next, it's doing it now. I want you to be ready for it. So dive in, learn, and see how you can use it to increase your efficiency in your business. This is like when the personal computer hit. You had to do a little research. You had to do a little reading. You'll get it. Second thing I want to share is answer engine optimization, or AEO. Excuse me. Everybody remembers search engine optimization. Focuses on paid search rankings. I could go to Google, I could give them a bundle of money, and they would make me show up at the top. AEO ensures AI platforms like ChatGPT recommend you first by aligning your digital footprint with how AI scans for authority. Here's 2 quick tips on optimizing your AEO that I took from our regional rallies. Audit your presence. Ask an AI platform how it ranks professionals in your niche and which sources it uses. We actually did this with Bill De La Chapelle down in Little Rock. Optimize for the machine. Update the specific sources that it tells you to. Make it consistent messaging and ask AI to write it so AI can find it and make you the top authority. If you didn't make it to a regional rally, make sure you go ahead and bookmark that for next year. It happens every spring around March and April. The residential agents, this is a networking event. So the residential agents in your local area or state can't refer their commercial deals to you if they don't know who you are and what you do. So get out, take advantage of this incredible networking opportunity of over 83,000 and counting. The only other place you'll be able to do that this year is eXp ComCon, October 2nd, October 7th in Salt Lake City. You heard Wendy mention it. Don't miss your chance to secure a referral, build those relationships, hear the latest trends in commercial real estate, and meet your leadership team in person. expcon.expcommercial.com. Just take a look at the screen. Now moving on to SIOR. Lenny McNeese and I just got back from their spring conference in Palm Springs. We met hundreds of top industrial and office realtors in the country. Imagine being in a room where every single person was eligible to be an ICON agent. They have a minimum GCI requirement that would make you an ICON agent at eXp. That's what this event was, and we're proud to have a few of our own that attended. We had Calvin Wong, we had Colin Hugh, and we had Bill De La Chapelle, some of our top industrial and office people. We're proud to be the supporters of SIOR, and we look forward to many more of our advisors joining that society. It's an incredible referral society. Finally, we're headed to ICSC, the big dog, the big convention in Las Vegas in just a couple weeks. If you're attending, we hope you'll join us at our eXp Commercial Mixer event. It's happening at the Collins Bar on May 19th from 6 to 8. It's a relaxed evening of networking, hors d'oeuvres, and refreshments. You must RSVP. All you need to do is RSVP. You can do that by scanning this QR code on the screen right now. Scan it. If you're bringing a client or prospect, please make sure you RSVP for them as well. We do have a very limited event, so we can't wait to see you there. Up next is the Advisor Development Pathway, our new ADP program. We did a deep dive last month's Commercial Connect, but as we continue to scale, we want the core mission of this program to be front and center. New advisors who join productive groups have nearly twice the number of transactions. The ADP program is our engine for moving talent into these high-performing environments. This program is specifically designed for those new to commercial real estate. They can come from realty, but new to commercial real estate. We want you to succeed, which is why we offer two distinct pathways to help guide the start of your career. The first is the traditional mentor program path, where you'll be paired with a mentor for one-on-one support. And now the group integration path, where you have the opportunity to join an approved eXp commercial group for immediate team-based support. Whether you prefer to be one-on-one support or of a specialized mentor, or you're looking to join a group, we have resources that are ready for you. Those of you that are interested in scaling your own business as a group leader, we're here for you too. We've already signed on 30 plus commercial advisors for the ADP program, so start building your group today. Scan the QR code you see on the screen right there. Scan the QR code. They'll give you the FAQ. You can view the program incentives, get in touch with our team for more details, and let's keep that momentum moving. So I got to speed it back up because we're staying in a half hour. Business brokering. Let's talk about the sleeping giant in the room. Just had a conversation about this with one of the top advisors in the country. Business brokerage, according to the International Business Brokers Association, we are standing on the edge of $10 trillion in wealth transfer over the next 4 years. That's only 48 months. A massive wave of business owners will be looking to retire and exit and transfer. Here is the eXp advantage. Business brokerage is an exclusive playground for our commercial advisors. Our 83,000 plus real estate agents, residential partners are not permitted to transact business brokerage. They must refer it to a specialist. Think about the math. We have roughly 100 dedicated business brokers in a network of 83,000 referral sources. That's an insane referral to advisor ratio of almost 1 to 1,000. All right. Moving on, I want to share a phrase that I live by: niche to get rich. In a network this size, being a generalist is a missed opportunity. When you become highly specialized, you aren't just an advisor at eXp. You become the sole source for that niche across our entire global network of 83,000 plus people. Matt Berg does tire stores. Thad Miller does dental offices. James Meng does hospitality. And that is right off the top of my head. Can they do other things? Absolutely. But when I'm thinking of a referral partner, I want a specialized professional. Think about it. If you specialize exclusively in the sale of plumbing businesses nationwide, what happens when a residential agent in Florida or a commercial advisor in Seattle comes across a plumbing business owner ready to exit? They're looking for a general business broker. They're looking for a guy or girl who does plumbing nationwide. They're looking for you. By narrowing your focus, you broaden your reach. You become the go-to expert for an army of over 80,000 referral partners who are effectively your unpaid sales force. This leads us to our next important item. One of the last things I'm going to cover. Now, being a specialist only works if people can find you. This is where we have a massive gap. Our new AI technology searches through the global referral platform by scanning your bio, your area of operation, and your product specialties, and your certifications. It's the same place our eXp experts page gets its information from. Right now, we have hundreds of advisors who have not filled these out properly, and it's costing them money. One of our advisors was not given a $3 million referral because they did not fill out their bio at all. I have dozens of examples of people who missed out on referrals simply because they didn't list a specific city they serve, or worse, they didn't fill out their bio or page at all. If you live in Los Angeles and you're willing and licensed to work in Pasadena, California, the next city over, you better have Pasadena, California explicitly listed on your global referral platform. Clients and realty agents do not type in adjacent cities when they're looking for a referral partner. The referral system does not search by counties, tri-state areas, commonly known areas like the DMV or Northern California or the 5 boroughs of New York. If you're looking to represent industrial tenants, you need to list that specialization, or at least in your biography narrative. If you're willing and allowed to work in a city, it better be listed under location served. If you don't list it, the AI doesn't see it, and the referral goes to the person who did list it. This is the game changer for your bottom line. Go to the global referral platform on your My eXp dashboard today. Fill out your profile. Max out your cities. Be ultra specific about your product niche in your bio. Don't let a poorly filled out profile be the reason you missed out on a 6-figure commission, and have AI optimize it so AI can find it. That's exactly what you'll say. Here's my bio. Please optimize this so that it can be easily found by all AI platforms. Let's wrap it up with updates by celebrating all the advisors that joined us in April. 21 new advisors joined us in the month of April. We'd like to take a moment to welcome all of you to eXp Commercial. We're thrilled to have you here. We're excited to help you grow with us. And now, I'm going to take a breath. I'm going to turn this over to the incomparable man from Pennsylvania, our Director of Brokerage Operations, John Letourneau.
I needed a drum roll and walk-up music for that, Sean. Thanks. Great to see you. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Exciting times for sure. And I'm also looking forward to seeing any of you at ICSC who do decide to join us. It's going to be a great, great show. Operationally, we've got some cool stuff coming right around the corner. Business brokerage forms. We've got a listing agreement, seller disclosure, buyer agency disclosure, a nice little suite of forms to help you perform business brokerage with internal documents. So look for those coming in the next couple weeks or so. They're through legal and now working their way into SkySlope a bit at a time, but we'll get there. Okay. This is the next most exciting thing. Tim Rios, our new managing broker in California, is a phenomenal guy, a great resource to us. You may recognize him from Mike Lipsy's training series. Tim taught with Mike for 10 years or so. And I actually met Tim back in 2005-06, I think it was. He was my original managing broker at Marcus and Millichap. So Tim and I have known each other a long time. He's an incredible resource, again, for California, but for the whole company as well. Tim is going to be at ICSC with us as well. So if you're coming, feel free to meet up with Tim. But reach out to him on Hub and get some time on his calendar. Just chat with him a little bit. He has coached people doing hundreds of millions of dollars a year down to new agents starting out of the ground, from the ground up, and would be a great conversation for you. But get to know Tim. You'll see a lot more of him coming soon. Speaking of someone we like to see more of as far as what she's doing in her leadership, Brittany, our Florida CDMB, or managing broker, started a new monthly group called She Does Deals. The first session was a few weeks ago. The next one is coming up on the 28th. This is a phenomenal opportunity to network, build, and support women's careers in commercial, who are, of course, underrepresented, unfortunately. But Brittany did a great job on session 1. Session 2 is going to be even better, and you'll be able to watch session 1 on Commercial University because we'll be adding it to the LMS there for you as well. She did a great interview with her mom. It's well worth watching because her mom is kind of an awesome person. So tune into She Does Deals. Next up, the Hub. We are going to be sunsetting Slack. The Hub is here. It's not coming soon. It's here. It is going to be our formal platform to communicate. We need you all to be on there. You all have been invited. If you don't know how to get on there, reach out to your managing broker or reach out to me or any of the operations staff. We want to see you in there. Hub is going to function a lot more like Facebook or Marketplace did. Workplace did before. And it is a very social feel. You can share lots of content easily, form groups, do lots of great interaction at a high level there. So we want to see you in Hub. Please join us there. Those are my quick updates, but also always check out our product specialty groups, prospecting masterminds, and all the other awesome series we have. Please check the commercial calendar. There's so much in it. We'd love to see you there online. And with that, I think I'm turning it back over to, without a drum roll, Sean Murphy.
Thank you, John.
There it is.
So if you need support, our team's here to help you. Our concierge, onboarding, growth, marketing, and transaction teams are all here for you. You got the numbers right there. If you missed part of this meeting, scan the QR code at the bottom of this slide. Watch the replay. It's be available immediately after we end this live stream. Our next meeting will be on Thursday, June 4th, 2026. 2026. We're halfway through it. We're in the 4th month of 2026. Everybody, I'd like to thank you for taking time out of your day, precious time, to join us here at Commercial Connect. Reach out if you have any questions, and we will see you on June 4th.